by the hotel. She won't be able to park there. She'll have to go away and come back then and pick us up. So it's important that we're all back on time. The time for leaving to go on to be on time at Burg Eltz for our guided tour, we have to leave at 1:45. So the workers in the vineyards could tell the time by looking at the sundial. That's a little local train which follows the river much of the way. It's very, some of you probably took it coming down from Koblenz, or if you came from other parts of Germany. It's a very pleasant journey by train from Koblenz to Trier. And the Rhine springs up in Switzerland and flows into the North Sea. So it acts as a great watercourse for traffic, for crossing of cultures, culture exchange from North to South Europe, and is one of our great rivers.
France. It's as close as we'll get. Save it for another day.
That's the next trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about the ski lifts, the national languages of Switzerland. So you will see the language written in German, French. Das Oberland is also a great ski area. We've got the resorts of Murren, Mengen, Grindelwald, which are right there on our doorstep. And they've been hosting skiers since the end of the 19th century. Not far from here, if you were to go down to the right, you'd come to Gstaad. That's one of the very famous classy ski resorts. Also still in Canton Bern, but a different part of the canton. Meltwater from glaciers with lots of minerals in it, and they create a very turquoisey blue color in the spring in particular. You can take a tram up that one as well. It connects with steamers from Brienz.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
they've got the Swiss version of the Black Forest Museum we visited at Ballenberg up above Brienz. So they've got all the typical chalets from roundabout Switzerland there. The open-air museum at Ballenberg. Protagonist who's being accused of being a drug dealer selling penicillin, which is not on the black market, which will harm people. And he looks for, he gives a very philosophical reply and says, well, if you look at Italy, they've had wars, struggles, strifes for centuries, and yet they produced Leonardo, Michelangelo, and all the wonders of the Renaissance. Then look at Switzerland, which has lived in peace and harmony for centuries. And what have they produced? The cuckoo clock. But as you know, they didn't invent it. That was the Black Forest. Place back in 1806, which started off the Oktoberfest. This will be totally packed.
They have Oktoberfest in Munich.
At the end of September with big, huge tents like the one you see being constructed there. All filled with long tables, and then of course all the fairground rides as well. Absolutely wonderful. You've drunk 10 litres of beer and then you go on one of these fairground rides. Was filmed here. Benny Hill as the toy maker. I often think he should have been leading the tours of the castle.
Which castle?
Which castle, Donald?
Benny Hill was what? What part?
He was the toy maker, yes.
That was before you came.
I know.
My parents loved
Yeah, I was gonna say we used to watch Benny Hill.
Oh.
Well, that was a date night, you know, late night. We'd watch
Dad
Benny
was
Hill.
watching Benny Hill. Well, my dad was a week away.
There's the luge.
Yeah, he was a little risky.
He was hilarious.
We're about an hour from Salzburg, so obviously we're a little bit later tonight because we had the both the Rodelbahn and the Wieskirche, but well, we've accomplished that, so it won't matter too much if we're a little bit later in the hotel tonight. We'll just have time to get settled in, and then we'll head off for dinner. So, we want you to have your room numbers.
Complete rainbow. Almost in Austria. Wow.
And that's where we'll be getting off the bus. Now we've got a few minutes before our boat will be leaving. So in the meantime, we'll be getting the luggage fixed up, getting whatever you need, and if you don't want to take something, you can leave it on the bus, but make sure that you've got whatever you need. So get together what you need. The weather is as it is. Temperature much bluer. Now the Danube has got many side canals. Also in Vienna there are 5 branches of the Danube, so it's not just one river there. There's the old Danube. There's also one of these major arteries in Europe for transportation, like the Rhine, and the two are linked together now by a canal, so you can sail all the way from the Black Sea to the North Sea, and it's a great way of seeing the country by riverboat. These riverboat cruises are becoming increasingly popular because, of course, you never change your room. You're always in the same room all the way, and you can get it off quite easily with different stops, not like a cruise ship in the ocean when 5,000 people have to get off at a time. So make sure you take with you what you're going to need for the next couple of hours in the way of rain gear or umbrellas, whatever. So here, ahead of us to the left, this is the concentration camp. The bus parking is up here to the right, and you go in where that group is going, to that modern building there, and that's where toilets are and the little bar.